What's up, y'all? This is Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka Trigger Ranking. Uh, I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. If y'all want to donate to the channel or follow me on any other platforms, everything's at the top of the description of my YouTube. With that being said, let's get this show on the road.
You are watching a master at work.
All right, so with that being said, I had to flash out my last live and I just came back. So just popped out and came back. So, um, all right, we're gonna do O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea Duke Jackson.
I got game, she got game, we got game. Everybody say, half price games, half price. Welcome to your favorite news network, the Dusty News Network. You know, Negro News comes first, and I'm so excited to be your host today. Breaking news. Guys, child support fraud is something that really bothers a lot of men. There's so many men out there that don't get DNA testing done, and because of that, usually these men, they end up on the birth certificates as the original father. They end up, spending money that they don't have to because they are not the father. And so there are certain women out there who understand that, number one, you will not ask for DNA tests or you will just accept blame for the situation. And this happened to a brother out in the city of Atlanta, in which we know that Georgia is a part of the Dusty News Network states. You have Georgia, you have Florida, you have Tennessee, and you have North Carolina. So it just automatically makes sense that this scam is happening in Atlanta. Damn! But the real question is this.
Should women be responsible and held criminally if they know the man of their child is not that child's father and she's actually receiving money from that particular man and she willingly and ably knew that that man wasn't that child's father?
What should happen to such a woman? So there is a young lady by the name of Bria Hardy. Beautiful young lady, not even 18 years old, but she decided to do something interesting.
Hey, good afternoon, Tom. You know, it's not unusual for someone to bilk an ex out of child support payments. That's happened before. But this story has a different twist, and it's one that the Coweta County Sheriff's Office wants to get out there in case there are other victims or anyone who might have information about it. Let's roll some video for you and show you who we're talking about. It was not a good New Year's Eve for 18-year-old Bria Hardy. She was taken into custody here at the Sheriff's Office and charged with theft by deception. We're told her ex-boyfriend came up here in early December, told investigators that he believed that he was the victim of a scam perpetrated by Hardy, in which he had paid her over $7,000 in child support payments. She claimed to him that they had had a child together, a little baby, and that he was responsible for helping her to raise this baby, and even sent him photographs and everything else.
What? Hold on, bro. Hold on. I know I ain't hear what I just heard.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Hold on, y'all.
The custody here at the Sheriff's Office and charged with theft by deception. We're told her ex-boyfriend came up here in early December, told investigators that he believed that he was the victim of a scam perpetrated by Hardy, in which he had paid her over $7,000 in child support payments. She claimed to him that they had had a child together, a little baby, and that he was responsible for helping her to raise this baby, and even sent him photographs and everything else.
So this man believes that he has a baby by this lady, Bria Hardy, because he used to hit those cheeks. And didn't know that all of a sudden he's paying child support for a kid that isn't his. All of a sudden he understands that he's
That's nasty word. So I mean, damn, like how did this shit
that
even...
child support, his check is being garnished. And this is what Bria Hardy is doing. But you know what the real bad thing about this is?
Turns out in the investigation that the child was not his. Turns out that the child wasn't hers either.
Oh,
belonged to somebody else. Well,
the child wasn't... What?
What? Bro, what are you talking about,
I
man?
can't believe that shit, but I'm talking about, god damn, I can't believe that. That's crazy. They said the child wasn't his or hers, and she was getting child support.
Turns out in the investigation that the child was not his. Turns out that the child wasn't hers either. Belonged to somebody else. Well, investigators here are asking anyone who has information on this case or had any dealings with her before to contact them. As we said, fraudulently requesting child support payments from an ex is not necessarily anything new, but using somebody else's child to do it, even sending the photographs. So, county to county investigate.
Yeah, this shit crazy, bro. Like, bro, I don't know what that's, bro. What? What the fuck is this? What is this?
We want to make sure that there's nobody else out there. So if you have any information, they're asking you to call the Coweta County Sheriff's Office and share that information with them.
Guys, the bad thing about it is, it's not even her baby either. Damn! She stole a fake kid, family. Put this Negro on child support. Got $7,000. And she's not even 20 years old. Imagine how much criminality and criminal-minded thinking she's going to get by the time she gets 25. The only reason why he decided to pay this child support because, oh, you might be pregnant, I'm going to tell you what it was. That good local ass no condom. You black men have a hard time staying away from that no latex vibe, okay? I'm not saying all of you, but this whole HIV PrEP and all this and just leaving it in women, this is what some of you brothers is doing, okay? You're just going on here, rolling your eyes back, leaving it in the wrong lady, and all she can do is just say, well, look, it came from his card, he did this, here's a text message, or here's a screen grab messages, and you can see what is going on here, in front of your seats. And guys, I'm telling you right now, this is why you gotta wear condoms. Because if you just leave it in people, they can go ahead on and do this to you. And also, make sure that you get all of your stuff, drug testing, doing it at the same time with her visit and all of this. But yeah. Thanks, Larry.
Whether you're racing in Formula One, IndyCar, or NASCAR, the best race teams have the best engineers.
Guys, I have heard some really interesting stories about women who don't want to give it up on a date or after a date to a guy. And women are well within their rights. Just because you decide to take them out to dinner or to the movies, it doesn't mean that they owe you anything. But sometimes women go extremely overboard.
And there was one time, particularly, that I can recall my thing when I was going to do, I'll never forget that shit, because I was, what? Man, listen, it was one time I was in high school, and there was a young man, we had been dibbling and dabbling and talking a little piece, and I had already been doing several dates, you know what I'm saying? I was in college living, having a ball, I didn't even go to class, you know what I'm saying? I went on a date with this boy, we was chilling, whatever with the whoop, and this is the second time we linked up, and he obviously wanted to do the dude, he was anxious about it. It made me feel very weird, to the point where I didn't want to do nothing with him, you know what I'm saying? But we're in his house, he has a huge bedroom, and he's like coercing me pretty much. He's like guilting me, I got y'all the way over here, like, you for real, oh my God, like, the deep breaths, like, for hours, like, when he was in his room, and it was just so, it frustrated me to the point where I was like, fine, here, take the pussy, take it, you know what I'm saying? He gets in, he started doing his do, and he stops, he like, man, what the fuck smell? And I smelled it too, and I was like, oh my God, that's my hot, I tell you, a fish fry, respectfully. I didn't know what the fuck BB was, because like I said, I had to do a lot of things, I did several.
Oh my God, no. No.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know shit about a piece of boric acid. I didn't know shit about a little piece of anything to make fat mom stop stinking. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing. So by the time he came around, he was like, oh hell no. What the
Bruh, she really just.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
To the point where he got up, he went to his closet in his room, he started spraying air freshener. And he said,
Damn, her shit was that stank, bruh. Wow. Damn. Like a female saying her coochie stank is crazy word. Bro.
I'm like, we can keep going. And I'm like, no, I don't want to keep going. You can say her coochie was the stankiest thing you ever smelled in your entire life.
She said her shit was, he said her shit was the stankiest shit he ever smelled in his entire life. Damn.
I'm actually happy that happened. I'm happy that you got stank coochie. That's what you deserve for begging for it. You begged and now you got what you wanted.
That's disgusting.
Right, dang. You feel me? Like, that ain't my motherfucking fault. I mean, like, that's what.
Right, dang. This is nasty work right here, though.
You feel me? But that's the day that stank coochie saved me. It saved me bad. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be embarrassed about that.
She said her stank coochie saved her. But you can't make this shit up.
I'll never be embarrassed to show you about that shit because I feel like you shouldn't have been coerced. You shouldn't have been trying to give me and to give you a little piece of my you didn't want it. You did not want that shit when she got it. The nigga was mad. He hurt me. She like, I mean, we can continue. He's spraying this shit like. I'll never forget that. That's what he did. All of these went awful today.
Yeah, this is one of the worst stories I probably ever heard in my life, dog. I ain't gonna. Bruh, this sound like she made this up. Like,
A bullshit.
This sound like she made this shit up. Stop the cap. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Stop the cap. No boys.
It sound like cap.
Anyone he got into. That's what bothers me. I shouldn't even did that. I had no business doing that. But I was in whole in college. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was hypersexual because of the shit that happened to me when I was a kid, child. I was ready to pop. I didn't know you had to.
And see, that's sad. She said what happened to her as a kid. That's like that right there. That's probably why it's like that. It did. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably why that shit like that.
In there or go to the doctor, you know what I'm saying, so it can stop stinking for real. I didn't realize it stank for real. I also thought that the smell that I was smelling was like, maybe that's just what it smells like when you have sex. Like, because it wasn't like a fish smell necessarily, but it was that BV smell. That BV that's like sparks and a little piece of fish and a little piece of.
Oof. But we gotta say a prayer for that one,
Rahman Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, Rahman Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladhina an'amta 'alayhim, ghayril maghdubi 'alayhim waladdallin. Amen.
Yeah, it didn't smell good. Respectfully, but
We all had some stink in our life.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard somebody
we all had a
complaining
bad
about the
apple in the
and
butt.
still wanting to get back in. It's gonna be real. It happens. It's happened to me when I was young, not recently, but
If you have a thumb, you have a green thumb with Miracle Grow.
hard to get it. And so once you get in there, you might have to put that sequence VO underneath your nose just so You'll be all right. But listen, guys, it's crazy work to come on the internet and admit something like this when you're that down bad. But next story. Imagine putting your black child into the best school that you could afford. Let's say high school, middle school. And your child is doing good. Everything's fine. Until this happened.
We are investigating the resignation of a Winterville teacher after what the school calls a racially insensitive lesson and caught the attention of a lot of our viewers. Justin Lundy has been following this story and is live outside of Winterville Charter Academy with the latest. Justin.
Yes, I spoke with parents whose children tell them that a teacher here at Winterville Charter Academy used racial slurs inside an 8th grade classroom. And today, those parents are demanding immediate action and answers.
She had them raise their hand during a Constitution lesson and reminded them that if it wasn't for the Constitution, they would still be her slaves, her field slaves.
Kanisha Tillman and McKay Benjamin say their children were in an 8th grade classroom at Winterville Charter Academy. And late last month, that was the lesson on Constitution Day. Tillman says both the teacher...
The teacher said, if it wasn't for the Constitution, you would be my slaves. Like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be kidding me, bro. Like,
Rahman Rahim, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen.
You gotta be kidding me, bro. I know this. I know she ain't say no shit like that. The teacher said this shit. Hold on. We gotta run it back. We're gonna run it back.
Racially insensitive lesson and caught the attention of a lot of our viewers. Justin Lundy has been following this story and is live outside of Winterville Charter Academy with the latest. Justin.
Yes, I spoke with parents whose children tell them that a teacher here at Winterville Charter Academy used racial slurs inside an 8th grade classroom. And today, those parents are demanding immediate action and answers.
She had them raise their hand during a Constitution lesson and reminded them that if it wasn't for the Constitution, they would still be her slaves, her field slaves.
Kanisha Tillman and McKay Benjamin say their children were in an 8th grade classroom at Winterville Charter Academy. And late last month, that was the lesson on Constitution Day. Tillman says both the teacher and some white classmates then used the N-word.
And then call him a and then the teacher responded by saying when the black student tried to address it and asked her to address it, she said that, well, it's okay because we're all a little bit racist.
School leaders initially sent out a memo to parents of that classroom on September 24th. It said they investigated the incident and the teacher involved resigned. After outrage began to spread on social media that the teacher wasn't fired, Principal Anastasia Ryan sent out the following memo on October 5th to the whole school, reading in part, as soon as we were made aware of each incident, we immediately took action. The result was a teacher resignation and the children involved being disciplined in accordance with our parent and student handbook. These situations concern us too. Our school culture is built on one of acceptance, love, and respect to serve all children and their families. Benjamin planned to remove her child from the school, but changed her mind this week. And why aren't you taking your kids out of the school?
Instead of us just removing our kids and letting them get away with it and not actually holding them accountable for what's going on, we should stay at the school.
Oh, Kendrick Lamar, shit. Oh, Kendrick Lamar, one of the greatest rappers of all time, man. Yep, yeah, he one of the greatest rappers of all time.
A white teacher told the black students that you would all be my slaves if this was 20 years ago. Let me just say this, that could or could not be true if it were 20 years ago, but right now nobody gives a damn, nobody really cares. So why are you bringing up something like that? And then the reality is that, of course, the black parents came up to the school trying to protest this decision. But the reality was that the lady, she resigned her post, but she was not.
Oh, you said Kenya. Oh, you talking about the country? I mean, I know a girl named Kenya. She fine in hell too, boy. I love, hey. I like Kenya. Hey. Kenya was that one. Hey, I love Kenya, boy. Hey, she was beautiful, dog. For real. Well, hey, I could have got that, but I was fucking around my ex-wife, man.
Allowed to be publicly identified. So first of all, like, what kind of person says something like that? If it was 200 years ago, it'd be different. It might well be different, but we're not in 1892. We're in 2000.
I don't know nothing about Kenya, though. I don't know nothing about Kenya. I ain't gonna lie to you, though. I don't know nothing about it. You know, I know it's in Africa. I know it's in Africa, guys. That's all I know. Like, shit. If I told you anything else, I'm a goddamn lie.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
26. Almost messed up by saying 2025. But the reality is that this lady is going to continue to keep her kids in the school district because she feels like it's multicultural. That lady.
Nah, she should take her kids out of that and homeschool her kids. That's what she should do. Like, for real, bro. Like, and that's what y'all need to start doing. And if y'all start doing that, it's gonna change the school system. The school system, they're gonna be like, damn, everybody homeschooling their children. They're gonna be like, we ain't making no money. They're gonna be like,
needs to be fired immediately. Next time. So guys, we have a really, really good opportunity.
That was O'Shea Duke, D-U-K-E Jackson. O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's one of the GOATs. He's goated. He gotta be goated. Look at Stars in the
Texas was feeling unpopular. Now Texas is an open door to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts. They do your taxes. So you.
Wives, do not compare your husband to other women's husbands. I'll ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband and Jimmy. And Vice President Jimmy, yes, I do.
Do you remember how Trump was going to drain the swamp?
She's got a butterfly tat on the back of a you-know-where.
Erica Kirk just dropped a legal bomb. She's suing her ex-boyfriend over those X-rated photos that supposedly hit the
Starsonage, y'all. Starsonage.
internet. But instead of earning sympathy, she's getting roasted from every direction. Usha, the same woman who once had to watch Erica cozy up to her husband on national TV, is now having the time of her life watching Erica fall apart. And Candace? She's right there too, enjoying every second. Candace still hasn't forgotten how Erica mocked her for digging into the truth about Charlie's death. She's not holding back either, because even though it looks like karma finally caught up to Erica, justice for Charlie still hasn't come. That anger's still burning.
It just doesn't feel right. It feels wrong. It feels off. And I'm trying so hard not to over-speculate, but it's hard when stuff like this is being put out to us. It's just not normal.
When the first whispers started flying around that private photos and videos of Erica and her ex were being passed around the dark web, people laughed it off. It just didn't sound real. After all, Erica's spent years polishing her image as the picture-perfect Christian trad wife, and her followers ate it up without question. So the idea that she might have some explicit content from her past floating around.
So they said she was getting mangled and entangled.
Seemed impossible until it wasn't, because before anyone could blink, those rumors started turning into receipts. Suddenly, old photos started popping up, then a few video clips, and then one particular video dropped that had everyone talking.
Crappy CIA country music band video. Do you remember how Trump was going to drain the swamp?
She's got a butterfly tat on the back of a you-know-where. I laid her lie by the wire.
The internet lit up fast, and Erica's so-called perfect image started cracking right before everyone's eyes. That video that resurfaced, it wasn't just any clip. It was a wild country-style music video where Erica shows up looking bold, sultry, and totally at ease, playing into a sexy, high-energy vibe. It was a side of her most people had never seen before. Now, to be fair, that video alone doesn't confirm the leaked material is real. But here's where things flipped. Reports say Erica tried to scrub that entire video from the internet like she wanted it gone forever. And that move, it totally backfired. Instead of calming the rumors, it made everyone think, wait, what is she trying to hide? Suddenly people started connecting the dots. Maybe Erica wasn't as spotless as she'd been pretending to be. That's when curiosity turned into obsession. Folks began digging into her old life, and the deeper they went, the harder it was to deny the possibility that those tapes might actually exist. Because before Erica's big trad wife makeover, she was living a whole different story. And the receipts are out there. Back then, she was a single woman hustling in New York City, living the fast life, just like so many young women chasing success. No modest image, no quiet life. She was out there, building her own brand and soaking up the spotlight. Around that same time, she even popped up on season 3 of Bravo's Summer House, filmed in...
I ain't never heard of, I've never heard of these people before, Charlie Kirk, whatever happened to him. I ain't never heard of these folks. You know what I'm saying? That just to show you, what my mind state is at.
August 2018, scenes at a buzzing NYC bar and out in the Hamptons, showing off the carefree party girl version of Erica that her fans today barely recognize. In those resurfaced clips, Erica's seen living it up, drink in hand, laughing, and clearly comfortable being the center of attention. Once that door cracked open, people started noticing all the little inconsistencies that didn't match the wholesome image she built later. Turns out, Erica wasn't just out having harmless fun with friends, she was openly dating, and not just one guy either. Before ever branding herself as Charlie's perfect match, she had at least 2 public relationships. One of those men was Tyler J.T. Massey, a professional baseball player. Back then, Erica couldn't stop gushing about him. In an interview with Arizona Foothills magazine, she called JT her favorite human, her best friend, and her incredible boyfriend. That kind of talk raised a lot of eyebrows later because people started wondering if their romance ran deeper than she ever admitted. Some even speculated they were secretly engaged.
But what I will say is, when I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow...
She said vicariously, like...
Getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than go. I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another.
Popped back up and went viral shortly after Charlie's death, and the internet went wild. But what really sent people spiraling was an old clip from a Trump rally back in 2015. In that footage, Erica's standing beside a man with a young girl between them. And when viewers slowed the video down and compared faces, things got messy fast. People online started whispering that the little girl looked shockingly similar to J.T. Massey, and suddenly the internet flipped from something's off to what else has Erica been hiding? The conversation blew up overnight. And just when everyone thought it couldn't get messier, word spread that before Erica ever took this battle to court, she had already tried to do something big behind the scenes. And that's where things really started to heat up. Erica did what she always does. Tried to stay one step ahead by spinning her own version of the story through the media. During a CBS town hall interview, she looked straight into the camera and claimed she had never dated anyone before meeting Charlie. Not casually, not seriously, not even for fun. She even doubled down, denying ever going on a single date or having any kind of romantic history at all. It was like she...
Bruh, she lying, bruh. She's lying, bruh. She's lying.
wanted to erase her entire past right there on national TV. But the internet doesn't forget, and it didn't take long for people to start pulling receipts. Within hours, clips of Erica drinking and partying started flooding timelines. Photos of her nights out, public appearances, even interviews where she openly talked about her boyfriends, all of it came roaring back. Entire relationships that had already been documented and archived were suddenly front and center again, and her clean-cut story fell apart in real time. Once that version of her narrative collapsed, Erica switched gears.
Come together and enjoy strikes, snacks, and endless life.
That's when she went on the attack, filing a lawsuit against her ex-boyfriend in a dramatic move to reclaim control. The details of that alleged lawsuit haven't been fully revealed, and honestly, they might never be. But insiders say Erica's claiming those explicit photos were doctored. She insists she wasn't even in a relationship during the time the images were supposedly taken. But that's not what shocked people the most. What really had everyone talking was the discovery that Erica's not just fighting to win a case, she's fighting to protect a carefully built image. Every move she makes seems less about truth and more about keeping her story spotless, no matter how messy the past actually looks.
Damn. That's rough. That's rough. Yeah, that's rough.
Word on the street is that Erica's not just suing her ex, she's allegedly pushing to make sure he's dragged through the mud publicly. That's when people stopped wondering if she was trying to protect herself and started asking the real question. Who is this lawsuit actually meant to destroy? Because once folks started matching up timelines and receipts, everything started making sense. It became obvious why Erica had spent so much time trying to rewrite her story. She wasn't just protecting her name, she was trying to erase her past. Using Charlie as a shield, she built this perfect fairy tale version of herself, hoping to lock in that clean Christian trad wife image before any of her old life could come spilling out. Here's where the twist hits. Tyler Bauer stepped into the COO position at TPUSA back in 2017. Not long after, he arranged what was supposed to be a professional job interview between Erica and Charlie. But later on, that same meeting was spun into their sweet first date story. Cute on paper, but the timeline doesn't hold up. Because before that meeting ever happened, Erica wasn't single, she wasn't looking, and she definitely wasn't living the wholesome version she later sold to the public. Around that same time, she was actually in a relationship with Cabot Phillips, and he wasn't just some random ex. When one of Cabot's old tweets resurfaced, showing the two of them on a painting date in September 2017, the internet exploded. The post flat out contradicted everything Erica had been saying for years, and people couldn't believe how different the real story looked once the receipts came out. Erica's later claims that her life back then was quiet and disciplined, untouched by dating, are starting to sound shaky, especially when the photos from that same time tell a totally different story. Those old pics show Cabot and Charlie actually hanging out.
Yeah, she's trying to perpetrate the fraud.
In the same circles, playing basketball, socializing, even showing up at the same events. Seeing them overlap like that makes Erica's claim that she randomly met Charlie a year later look pretty hard to believe. Once people piece that timeline...
I don't know what you said. I don't know. See if you could translate it through YouTube and send it again.
Together, everything shifted. Because if Erica was still dating Cabot when Tyler Bauer introduced her to Charlie, then the timeline for those rumored photos and videos suddenly lines up perfectly. Too perfectly. And when you realize that none of this started resurfacing until after Charlie passed away, it starts feeling less like coincidence and more like strategy. But here's the wild part. Just when Erica thought she could bury all of it under slick media control and legal threats, the whole situation flipped on her. In her rush to crown herself as one of the leading faces of the MAGA movement and step up as the public CEO figure for TPUSA, she didn't just rise fast, she forged a trail behind her. Now those same bridges she burned on her way up are starting to crumble right under her feet.
This is crazy.
People who once helped her climb are the same ones now whispering the loudest. And the image Erica worked so hard to build is shaking at the foundation. And just when everyone thought Erica's story couldn't twist any further, the whispers started turning into receipts. And the people she once called allies began speaking up. Insiders.
I want to know what's going to happen with this, like, what's going to happen with her.
From TPUSA and folks who worked around her during that power climb started hinting that Erica had been playing politics behind the scenes, trading favors, flipping alliances, and using every connection she could to keep her name untouchable. Rumors say that several staffers were pushed out or reassigned right after disagreements with Erica, while others claim she strategically distanced herself from anyone who knew too much about her pre-Charlie past. That's when the word cover-up started floating around again, because it seemed like every time an uncomfortable detail surfaced, someone conveniently lost their job or disappeared from the scene. But the biggest shock came when a few conservative commentators, once her biggest supporters, turned on her. They began questioning how someone with so many unanswered questions about her past could suddenly become the face of traditional values. One of them even said, "It's not about morality anymore, it's about marketing." That line spread like wildfire. Now, the same social media accounts that once boosted Erica's image are breaking it down piece by piece. Threads, screenshots, and side-by-side comparisons are all over the internet, exposing contradictions, timelines, and hidden connections that make her story look less like fate and more like a carefully built PR project. As her silence grows louder, people are starting to wonder, is Erica really protecting her reputation? Or is she hiding something bigger? Every move she makes now feels calculated, and every old friend turned critic is dropping clues that the real story behind her rise might be way darker than anyone thought. According to insiders, Candace Owens has officially had it. She was never fooled by Erica's shiny trad wife makeover, not for a second.
Felt that there was this billion-dollar psychological operation to convince people that Candace is just crazy, these aren't lies, these are made up. And so I was very refreshed that they owned up to the lies. That was a great first step.
Candace never believed the whole redemption story, never trusted the perfect image, and definitely didn't buy the sudden saint act Erica tried to sell to the public. Now that the timelines are collapsing, the lawsuit is falling apart, and the truth is impossible to hide. Candace isn't just disappointed. She's furious. Everything she warned people about is happening exactly how she predicted. And the internet's watching it all unfold like deja vu, proving that maybe Candace had been calling it right from day one. Then there's Usha Vance, and she's not holding back either. Behind the scenes, word is she's straight up clowning Erica, because this isn't just gossip for her. Usha had to stand there on live TV watching Erica wrap her arms around J.D. Vance, smiling for the cameras, pretending to share a spotlight she hadn't earned. That moment, once painted as a political win, now looks more like poetic payback. With Erica scrambling to contain the chaos and control the narrative, that glossy public image she fought so hard to protect is cracking fast. The same people she once brushed off are now the ones laughing the loudest. And this time, there's no easy way for her to speak.
Good, man.
And here we are.
I've been good, bro. I've been good, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, thank you for the positive comment, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right.
Things are heating up fast. The lawsuit could drag on behind closed doors for months, or it could explode in public and take Erica down with it. Either way, the real damage is already done. Her once flawless image is cracked wide open, and the people she used to count on to stay quiet, they're not protecting her anymore. But through all the chaos, one truth still stands. Charlie never got the answers he deserved. He never got closure, and he definitely never got justice. While Erica's out here fighting to save her reputation in court, the questions surrounding Charlie's life, his struggles, and the people who shaped his story are growing louder by the day. And the longer this whole mess drags out, the harder it becomes to believe this was ever just about leaked photos. Something deeper is unraveling, and everyone's watching to see how far it goes. If you've been following the drama, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment with your thoughts. We want to hear what you think. Stay tuned, because this story's far from over.
Hey, are we going to Cell Talk? We're going to Cell Talk.
Is your keyboard tiny, making it hard to type? Download Big Keyboard Easy Home Screen. You can change. Just slide the size bar from 50% up to 150%. Now you can type easily, see every letter clearly, and send messages without typos. Install Big Keyboard now for free.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Go look at Erica Kirk's past. Just look at the past, or look at Erica Kirk. Like, type it in YouTube. Erica Kirk exposed. Just pull that up, and you gonna get the knowledge you need
in the head coach selection. A lot to say, but he has no power. I have the power. They have opinions, and I want all. I care about my players very much, but I can't give them power.
If Tyler Lue makes that field goal, is John Harbaugh still here coaching this team?
For a week.
Okay.
Steve, I just had these reports that Mike Tomlin is terminated or stepped down.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Mike Tomlin stepped down at Pittsburgh.
He did? Is it official?
That's what I keep hearing. So, is he a candidate here?
Holy shit, Mike, wouldn't that be awesome? Only if John takes the Pittsburgh job. Wow, wouldn't that be interesting?
They joking about all these coaches losing their job. Or stepping down, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, that thing last week maybe disqualified him for my opening after our kicker missed a kick to let them advance. Good for Mike. Yeah, I don't know. Talk to him.
I'm stunned right now. I'm still trying to process what's going on.
Okay, so in today's video, we got to talk about the situation with the Ravens' former head coach, man, John Harbaugh. And it's looking like they got rid of John Harbaugh. And I guess Nick Wright was right about that situation, because he had said something about a couple of weeks ago.
Nick Wright was right. Nick Wright was right. Hey, a broken clock can be a broke clock can be right 2 times a day. So
he was talking about the situation with John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson. So I got that clip in today's video, man. But as you guys can see right here, it was reported that John Harbaugh was let go by the Baltimore Ravens. They had sent out a statement as well. I won't read the statement because they both made some long statements, and I don't feel like reading those statements out right here. But as you guys can see right here, here are the statements that John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens made. I do want to read out a little bit of John Harbaugh's statement because, in my opinion, I feel like he slammed the organization. And the reason why I say that is because in the beginning of his statement, he said, well, I was hoping for a different kind of message on my last day here someday, but that day has come today, with a smile.
Damn. They fired my man, but he still was a good coach.
Face emotion. It comes with disappointment, certainly, but more with gratitude and appreciation. So I feel like the reason why I said he kind of slammed the organization was like, yo, it's crazy. I've been working here for 18 seasons, and this is how I got off duty, right? Like, I was hoping that my last moment here, like the message, it would just be different. Like, y'all would kind of just get rid of me differently. But, you know, they just fired him abruptly, it seems like, because it even seemed like John Harbaugh was caught off guard with the situation. So it's looking like that most recent loss that the Ravens suffered to the Steelers, that, you know, that was like the make or break for this franchise, bro. I think a lot of people didn't expect this. Even John Harbaugh, after the loss, this is what he had said after the loss.
I don't know, what just happened, but are you feeling like you want another shot with these guys?
Yeah, I love these guys. I love these guys. So, you know, they was asking him like, hey, you know, do you want to run it back with these guys? And then they also asked Lamar Jackson about it as well.
You asking me about next year, Jameson. Like, I'm just so caught up in what just happened tonight. I can't focus on that right now. So, like he asked me, are you stunned? I'm stunned. I know we lost, but all right, thank you, Lamar.
So let's listen to what Nick Wright has said about the situation. Let's check out this clip right here. And if you can, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help support my YouTube channel, and I really do appreciate that.
I would like to congratulate the Baltimore Ravens on making it so much easier to keep Lamar Jackson. This was coming. I'm closing the book on the Harbaugh-Lamar combo. Oof. And Lamar's obviously not going anywhere. I have tried all year long to point to publicly available things to demonstrate what I knew was a real rift.
About to get up. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Peace. One.